All right, so I want to let you all know, since things got moved around a little bit this morning, I have now recorded the intro to our day. That will be added to the video. I've also included everything I should have covered, which honestly wasn't that much logistics-wise, on Slack. So there's a reminder to read a cool article from one of our UC Berkeley alums, Zawadi Ruxahiniana, on basically on running your own race. So I'd recommend that you read that. You also missed out on our question this morning, which is what's your preferred superpower? So you're welcome to add that to Slack if you'd like. I went over the anonymous pulse survey. It was limited over the week. I think it's only one person, so I'll go over that tomorrow. So we'll get all caught up on all that. But before I get into today's logistics, let's process out our activity. So I'm going to share my slides, and we're going to I'm going to give you a sense of kind of what is to come from here. Okay, share screen. Here it is. There we go. All right. So really, if you haven't picked up on it yet, you're in a space of choose your own adventure. All right. So as I mentioned, the other sites tend to prioritize a group experience, but it really is up to you. And you can set your intention for this, and it could change overnight, and that's totally fine. So by now, most of you should have a good sense of what your favorite group project is. It should be in that last sheet. We should have some write-ups of group projects, and people should have, there should be names next to the ones that we've chosen, right? Either groups or individuals. If that has not happened, you have overnight. You have until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We'll freeze the sheet in the morning and review, but what we'd like you to do is make sure you are committed to something and walk towards that, at least for the time being. You have up until the end of the day tomorrow to claim your intention and decide what you ultimately want to do, okay? Starting tomorrow, groups will have access to TAs to help with those projects. If you look at tomorrow's schedule, which we'll go over in a minute, there's a schedule for the TAs. All their email addresses are there. So if I were you, your group might want to spend a little time, figure out what skills you have, or you might want to spend some time and figure out what skills you have, and email the TAs you might want to work with. If you have decided that your goal for this week is to master R, maybe you want to reach out to all the R TAs and say, you know, I'd love to set up maybe a session with you, like an hour a day for the next week, and maybe go through all the exercises that we did during the R workshop. Remember, you can also write to Evan. Maybe Evan will come join you. If R or Stata or Python or a particular skill set, web scraping or doing surveys, if one of those things is what you want to master, choose your own adventure. You know, just let us know. Okay, so we're expecting by 9 a.m. tomorrow that you will have fleshed that out. And that hopefully you all will have some things on the calendar, some time scheduled, maybe with TAs. So this space will be open. We'll have fun named rooms for you all to use. So yes, all right. So let's keep going. So there were briefs last year. So like, these are not the briefs that you're looking for, because we're not doing that anymore. I didn't find value in the exercise. I'll probably remove that slide. There used to be SICSS umbrella funding for these projects. That does not exist anymore. They had a challenging funding year. Some sites have funding, and we are, as far as I know, the only site that has funding. So you may get inquiries from folks at other sites, you know, and you also could pull in someone from another site if there's a skill set you're missing. Remind you that you're able to set up little rooms in Slack. So if you all start meeting and realize there's a skill you're missing, maybe that is answered by a TA, or maybe it's you pull someone in. So I dropped this in the chat box earlier today. It is also in the on our whatchamacallit. I love seeing superpowers there. Nayanthara. Awesome superpower. But the RFP is already up, so you may want to use that or a conference or something to, I don't know why that opened. Interesting. You know, you may want to use a conference or the funding application to sort of figure out how you want to move forward. All right. I don't know if you can see that thing that there. I moved that. So deliverables. So by Friday, our expectation is that you personally or your group will give a presentation about your project and the plan that is between 10 and 20 minutes. Why your group project is important, why your individual endeavor is important. If you have a project as a group or an individual, what are your hypotheses? What will you collect? What are the next steps? And if in the end you find that your interactions are challenging or you didn't quite get to where you wanted to be, or maybe you did and it was great, we want to hear about that. So after, we call it after death, post-mortem on Friday, we want to know what went well and what was challenging. And again, not all projects are going to work. We expect that. If yours fails, please write a post-mortem and explain why. So there's learning there as well. This is the resources for when I, when I do my little spiel, when I go, thank you for joining us. So I'll drop that so we can drop screen share. So all of these slides are available to all of you. So I saw some of you have asked me to let you have access with other emails besides the ones on our email list. Please feel free to continue doing that. I'm happy to add those. Probably helpful to add those to our email list at some point as well. All right, so that covers the choose your own adventure part. Again, right, figure out what your intention is. Group work, individual work, that can change, but set an intention and commit to it for at least part of tomorrow. And if you want, by the end of the day, you can mix it up. You're allowed to be fluid, okay? I'm gonna remind you about our anonymous pulse survey. I was pretty wiped out after last week as well, but we love to hear what you think. So that will also be on Slack later. I also want to remind you, and it's sort of built in this morning in case folks forget, but we start at 9:30 this week, so 9:30 ET. So that's mainly because we have some activities that involve other sites on the continent. But also to give you more time with your groups, okay? So we do our logistical session in the morning at 9:30. After that, you can go back to bed, okay? So it's about a half hour. Come see me. I'll say some stuff. We'll go over some stuff. Go back to sleep or meet your team or whatever you want to do, okay? More logistics. By now, you should have gotten your swag box from us. So let me see if I can, hold on, let me reach. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but it's a FedEx box. It's a square. Okay, yeah, no, you can't. Oh, it says FedEx. You can see that part. So it's about maybe like almost 2 feet across and about 6 inches. Okay, so if you have not gotten that yet, please let me know. We can work on getting tracking information for people if it's missing. Our international attendees probably take a little bit longer for you, but don't worry, we're working on it. And I have extras in the event that one of our international folks things disappear. Everybody got them last year. So I'm hopeful. If you did get your swag box, let us know on social or on Slack. Love to see pictures. We are the only site that does this. No one else does this. This is a gift from Mathematica, and that that we curate every year that I'm quite proud of. So we're going to go over the schedule real quick. Before they do that, I just want to quickly thank our special guests. We had Akira today who jumped in and held court. When I was pulled in 2 different directions, I literally had both Zoom and WebEx open at the same time, as was hearing voices from both in my ear. So Akira doing God's work today. And like I said, we'll reset everything. So when you all watch the video, it'll look like everything worked out. but yeah, it was a challenge. Actually, maybe we should just leave it alone, because it doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe we'll just leave it as it is. Also, many thanks to our panelists from this morning: Evans, Lebohang, Yahya, Basso, and then moderator Susanna, Minister Counselor Susanna. It's an incredible panel, incredible people, and I hope you enjoyed that. Lots of thanks also to Hannah and to Simon. Simon was a last-minute addition, and I think that's super cool that we had a recent undergrad in the mix there. I thought that was very inspiring, and I hope my undergrads in the room garnered inspiration from that. We have our guest speaker coming tonight, Karen Levy. I'm going to give you a break before that starts, but reminder, there are a few of you that are question askers for tonight. Let's see, that would be Daniel, Rebecca, Erica, and Andrea. So plan to head to the speaker room to hang out and meet her. I am looking for someone to introduce her tonight. We handed that over to someone else for the first time today, to BJ. So if somebody is feeling themselves tonight and it's like, I got this, and you want, let me know. It could be 2 people. Like, you could split reading your bio, but I'm looking for folks as we go forward to step in and start helping out with some of the introductions and stuff. I think it's actually kind of fun. All right. And okay, so let's take a look at the schedule. So Merlin, can you go ahead and share the schedule for me? I'm going to move this over here. And I also want to point out that since things were pretty busy today, we're going to make time for our discussion about deployment of our survey tomorrow. We'll want a report in from Red, or the folks who've been involved with that over the weekend to see sort of what we've decided to do. So don't worry that we didn't do it exactly the way as planned. Nobody's behind here. There's no grade at the end of this. Like nobody's looking. It's just us, it's family. Okay. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Put that on the schedule for tomorrow. All right, so Tuesday, day 7. Can you believe that you have been with me now for 9 days? That's 7 plus the 2 days, right? This is a whole lot of energy for that long. So I hope y'all are not annoyed yet. Okay, either love this or you don't. That's basically it. All right, so Mathematica TAs are available for email consultation. The schedule is there. It is accessible to folks that are on the email list. So if you have a different email on the email list, please request and I'll give you access. So I would email them tonight. If there's people you want to meet, you never know, it might take longer than you expect to schedule with them. So I would start sending emails tonight. Logistics 9:30 to 10. Not 10. There are a bunch of you that like rolled up like I'm on time at 10 this morning. Okay. 9:30 to 9:30. Okay. 9:30. And then 10 to 12, you'll be working on your group project. So after I speed through logistics, I'll probably give you a break and then you'll have a couple hours. You could, go offline, I don't know, go sit outside, whatever you want. Susanna feels attacked. That's amazing. That was actually for you, Susanna. Okay, so then we have another panel tomorrow. So these panels are new for us. We usually don't do these outside of our 3 organizations, so SICSS, Howard, and Mathematica. So these panels are new and they're actually open to the public. So if you think this could be fun for your grandma or your daughter, or your brother, spousal person, your priest, whatever, invite them to come. We had, I think, about 100 people that showed up today, which is super cool, including some sites. So please feel free to invite folks. So the WebEx link is already there. Please register in advance. If you had any difficulty getting in, I'd recommend downloading WebEx. So I had catastrophic failure of that several times this morning. I was like, not gonna cry, not gonna cry. It's gonna work, so it worked. So if you had any problems, you may want to download that. And just so you know, you're not on camera for that. And folks who have watched videos and have questions, if you would like to get those to me in advance, in the event that you have difficulty getting into the queue, you can write to me directly on there. But if you have any worries about getting into the queue, you can send those to me in advance, and we'll make sure. I'll make sure that that those are asked. So as far as I know, you won't be on camera for those questions. So there actually is a benefit to getting them to me in advance. So maybe that should be on our logistics list. Merlin, can you jot that down for tomorrow? So if people have ready-made questions, if you want to get those to me in the morning, I will shout you out in the event that we're not able to get you on camera. Okay, so scroll down. 1 to 4, you can take a nap and then talk to your group. So those large expenses of time are whatever you want them to be, okay? If you need a longer break, shorter break, meet with a TA. No one is like looking over your shoulder or anything. That's your time. And then we'll reconvene in the evening, 4 to 5:30, for an incredible talk by Brandeis Marshall, who's the Chief Executive Officer of DataX Group and a professor of computer science at Spelman College. She is challenging the way that we think about data and bias, and like she will be going into the many ways that bias enters into data. If you haven't watched that video yet, she's a force. She also runs an amazing conference for Black women data scientists or data scientists in training, which I am signed up for right now for the fall. So come hang out in Atlanta with me in October, and we'll learn about data science stuff. So that'll be fun. All right, so that covers the day. So we don't really have a space for logistics at the end of the day scheduled, but what I will probably do is I'll just take a minute and mention things if they come up, but most things will just be on Slack. So you might feel that our evenings end a little bit more abruptly, but that's also because they're longer, and I want y'all to, be able to have dinner and a good evening. So we'll probably squeeze it in towards the end and just give you your evening. Okay. So we got about 10 minutes before our talk starts. So if the folks that are helping out with questions want to head to that room, and if there aren't any questions, we can take a break. I'm also happy to stay and answer questions if there are any. Or apologize to Susanna for attacking her. I mean, I wasn't in the room. I wasn't even here. I wasn't here at 10 o'clock. Like, I was between worlds. So, you know, I was like, yeah, I was just like, I can do 2 of these things at once. No, I can't. I cannot. We needed an alumni TF this morning, and it showed.
I just have one question.
Yes, Ramesa?
We had these TAs like for each and every day. So are we gonna have them?
All of them. Every TA that was with us last week is available next week. Every day.
Yeah, at the end of today, like 5 p.m. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you can negotiate that with them.
Okay.
So that is a good point. I would assume that these folks are keeping normal hours. So, you know, if you write them at midnight, they probably won't write back. I mean, I probably will. But some of them might, you never know. But, you know, definitely be respectful of the 9 to 5 workday. They are probably spread out across the country. I don't know where they're all located. So that could be a question when you write them, and allow some flexibility for when you might be able to see them. They may also recommend someone else if they're not available. So you may say, these are my questions. I'm hoping to meet with someone at this time. If not you, is there someone else you'd recommend? And they may pull someone in that's not even on the list.
Actually, I was talking about this guest speaker list that you sent us. There was this TA list at the end of.
Oh, you mean the office hours?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So if you so under Karen Levy today, so that Ella, can you drop that document in the chat box for us? So underneath where you signed up, there's space for office hours.
Yeah.
If you sign up, there are 10-minute slots for half an hour. So I think it's 3 10-minute slots is my recollection. It might be 5. It might be 6 5-minute slots. I can't remember. But if you sign up, then you'll get to meet with our speaker this evening. And if you, in the moment, decide, wow, I really want to meet her, you can add yourself to it now. So I'll divvy it up when it's time, when her talk ends.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Good question.
Yeah, I thought it was about TAs, but it's not the case.
No, that's office hours. Yes. I'll wait for Ella to drop that in the chat box because I need it as well. It's our guest speaker list. Are you working on that for us, Ella? Kevin? The actual link to the list, not the list of people. Can you send us the hyperlink to the sign up document that they signed up for? Thank you. There we go. Okay. So if you want to take a look and see what you've signed up for in terms of office hours. So today, we've got Rebecca and Ramesa signed up for office hours. 5 to 10. There's 5 to. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because I understood them like as meeting with the TAs. So this
No. So if you can, this is to meet with our speaker.
Okay.
No. There's no signups for TAs this week. You have to reach out to them and schedule. Great question. So you can take that off if yes. Okay. So this doesn't make sense. So it's so this should be, oh yeah. Okay, now I get it. So there's 5 to 5:10, 5:10 to 5:20, and 5:20 to 5:30. So right now we do not have any signups for our speaker for today. If you would like to add yourself after you watch her talk, please do that. But again, I've never had a speaker be upset that they got to leave a half hour early. So it's totally fine. Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.